and I'm here to talk to you about finding shelter in the Appalachian Mountains. So here's the scenario. You're out in the mountains, you're going for a hike, and all of a sudden it starts to rain. What are you going to do? Well, if you have a tent, you could put the tent up, but even that takes some time, and in the process the tent's going to get soaked on the inside as well. You need to find shelter right away. And finding shelter can be very difficult if you don't know what to look for. Shelter is there to protect you from the elements. That includes the heat, the cold, rain. Shelter also protects you to a certain extent from animals. The most important thing about shelter is keeping you dry, because once your clothing gets wet, it could take a very long time for it to dry out, especially during the colder seasons. And then you're stuck with cold clothing or cold equipment that can make you sick if it's on you for too long, won't provide you with any warmth, and the rain in general is going to ruin your stuff. One thing you can do is look for natural caves. They're everywhere in the mountains. Hunt around, you'll find them. But be careful. Once you find a cave, it's very important that you explore it properly. You have to make sure there's nothing loose in the cave that can come crashing down on you if the weather gets rougher. You have to make sure that because if there's a bear inside the cave, even if it's a very nice cave, it isn't really good shelter anymore. In general, you want to avoid spots where you would be susceptible to things falling on you from above. So if you're going to be up against the side of a hill, which can be a good spot for shelter, make sure the hill isn't too steep so you don't have to worry about rocks crashing down on you or snow in the colder months. If you find shelter and it's not big enough for you, but it's big enough for your stuff, by all means put your stuff in there, because you really want to keep your equipment dry so that afterwards when you dry off from the rain, you can put your clothing on again.